welcome back. We're in the kitchen at the KTVO studios, which means it's now time for our cooking segment. This morning we have Stephanie McGrew here this morning from Lone Star Physiques. And all I can say is every time you're on the show, I feel like I need to do some push-ups and some sit-ups before we come out to air. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So today we're actually going to be making a protein peanut butter fudge bar type thing treat.
Yes.
So first of all, before we start explaining the ingredients and directions, why is it so important to add protein to your diet?
A lot of people don't eat enough protein, and protein is something that's very important for just maintaining your everyday functions and for helping, for those who are active, rebuilding your muscles. And it's just a reality. A lot of people eat far too many carbs. Carbs are good. They're not bad. But some people eat way too many. And so you just have to find a right balance between your proteins and your carbs.
All right, perfect. And one way to do so is, through protein shakes. And I know a lot of people don't want to do protein shakes because of the texture or even the taste. But you could also do little treats to kind of, like you say, reward yourself, but at the same time staying healthy. And that's with little protein like fudge bars. So go ahead and show us what we need to do in order to make these.
Okay. Well, this is actually a really simple recipe. As you see, these are all the ingredients that we have here. And so pretty much what you need is, like I said, I use a lot of Advocare or other types of proteins. There's so many that you can use, but this is just one of my favorites because it tastes the best.
Okay.
And so you're going to use, with these they come prepackaged, or you can buy a big tub of them. I like the prepackaged because they're easier for traveling, and just you just grab one and go.
Okay.
So you're pretty much going to do 3 packages of that, or 3 scoops of whatever protein that you like.
Okay.
And you're just going to mix that in your bowl.
Okay.
And then you're going to use 3/4 cup of peanut butter.
Okay.
And the peanut butter is the important part. I always use 100% natural. The best way to tell is to look at the back of the label, and you should look on the ingredients, and it should say peanuts and salt.
And that's it.
That's it. There's a lot of brands that say it's natural, but then you look on there and there's like molasses and saturated oils and all that. That's way too much.
Okay.
If it's natural, it's just going to say peanut and salt.
Okay.
So you're going to use 3/4 cup of that. And you have to be careful because natural peanut butter separates. So there's like an oil layer. So you just want to mix it up.
Okay.
And then just pour it in your container.
Okay. There we go. We'll show it off right there.
Yep, it's kind of messy, but
okay.
It's okay. If you like peanut butter, you won't mind the mess.
No,
yeah.
We don't mind at all.
All right.
Perfect. So then what you're going to also use is, again, coconut. And you're going to use about 1/4 cup of that. And this is just kind of help to keep it solid. And again, with this, you're going to want to put it in the microwave so that way it gets gooey. Again, take the metal lid off before you put it in the microwave because bad things will happen. We don't want that. So you're going to do about 1/4 cup of that.
Okay.
And you just mix that in. And then you're going to use about a tablespoon of honey. And I just add this to add just a little bit of sweetness because some protein powders aren't as sweet as you would like. So just adding honey, or you can use stevia or anything you would
Cinnamon.
like. Well, cinnamon's not very sweet.
I love cinnamon. I'll put it on anything.
You could add cinnamon to it.
With peanut butter, though?
Oh, yeah, I'll put cinnamon on anything.
Okay.
That is kind of awkward.
All right. But it's Troy, so.
And then another thing you can do to get fun is you can add chocolate chips, you can add nuts, you can add berries, you can add pretty much whatever you would like to the fudge, just to kind of make it fun and tasty for you.
Okay.
And the key is it's going to be really, really thick when you mix it. And if you need to keep it as a thicker consistency, as you see, it'll kind of clump. You want to add more peanut butter.
Okay.
And so it's just going to clump. You keep mixing it, and it's just going to become one solid mass. And then this is when I usually will add the chocolate chips, or I'll add like peanuts and almonds and pecans and other things to it.
So right now you're mixing it with a spoon. Now, do you recommend like a whisk, a blender, or do you want to do it with a hand spoon?
You can. It's best with the hand.
Okay.
Because like I said, it's gonna clump, and you want it to clump.
So you don't want it to be gooey and like runny or anything.
Yeah, you do not want it to be runny.
Okay.
And it's gonna as it sits here, as you see, it's just clumping and clumping. And then over time, it'll just kind of solidify and become one unit. And then that's whenever you will take these out. And I always honestly just put them in Tupperware. I'll take the recipe and I'll just even it over in Tupperware. and you want to stick it in your freezer to kind of solidify it. And I also just keep it there because if not, it could get, since it is peanut butter and honey, it can get kind of gooey. But I just leave it in there, and I will actually pre-cut it, and that way when you go in, you just kind of take a piece and you eat it.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll continue mixing that. We'll add the chocolate chips in there, and when we come back, we'll show off the final product and, of course, try it.
Of course.
Sound good?
Yeah.
All right, and if you're just joining us, we are in the kitchen at the KTVO studios, and you're looking at a protein peanut butter fudge dish. I don't want to say bar because it's not really a bar, but
just a little treat.
Yes, a little treat. And we have Stephanie McGrew here from Lone Star Physiques, and she just showed us this easy recipe. And while I was cutting them into little sections, because you say you stick them in the freezer, you pre-cut them, and then when you're ready to have one, you just take a little piece out and you eat it. They're delicious. Now, if you're allergic to peanuts, this is not the treat for you. But again, kind of really quickly, explain the importance of having protein in your diet.
Just for everyday functions. A lot of people just in general don't eat enough protein, and that's just, you have to incorporate some sort of protein with your major meals. Like it's okay if you have not as much with those snacks, but with breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it's always important to have a good solid source of protein.
And with this dish, you used 4 ingredients. Five ingredients. Oh yeah, okay, there we go. So 5 ingredients, and that's it. And then you stick it into the freezer, and then when you're ready to eat it, there you go. Of course, we have the recipe on our website at heartlandconnection.com. I'm getting ready to try this because I had a little bit of it.
You jumped the gun a little bit.
I did. I'm sorry.
This is one of my favorites.
That's really good.
Definitely need something to drink with it.
Big old glass of milk. Healthy milk, of course. Not whole milk. What kind of milk do you recommend? Skim?
Skim milk, low-fat milk.
I can't do skim. I'll
And
do
with a lot of people
2%. I'll do 2%.
that work out and are afraid to use protein shakes, this would be a good little alternative.
Right, and I know that I find so many recipes to use that you can make with protein so that you can have your protein and enjoy it, and it tastes good.
Perfect. Well, what we'll do is we'll post the recipe on our website at heartlandconnection.com. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you right back here on Monday morning at 5:30 a.m.